much. I would like to ask our distinguished guests and also our friends, our guests here today, to bear with me for a second as I start my address in my native tongue. Maulunga ia au se ele pa ia, le ne yasa. O pa ia wha le tua, pa ia wha le atiruu, pa ia wha le malo. O mai au na pai o whanua, komo le aso se taimi o mawai. La nunu atu ia o tu sa mo tu whainga. O mai au na tu la kua ma tō matama. Le eise tasa na te toi au si ina. Ai o te tūlai ma le ava tele. Tau tala foi mai whae te le ne yasu. O no le so. Le ua mata atu suru o le tino. O ma malu ma maurunga e peo whale na ia moa. O lau I ula e koko toa. Tātou te mōni ai la au whuma a whātai ai le tua maronanga le lei. Tā whawau whaupo. A e maunga mai fo manu. Ai o no le tua maronanga. Lea ua tau la wai wha moi moi. Te wha maruru atu pa ia o le tātou atu. O no o whilongia o le tātou mawhtanga I wō mai māsani mai isi atu. La whai atu aisi whaptalanga I le ngana whaperatania. It is a great honor and privilege for me to be here today and be part of this historic day. I would like to thank all of our distinguished guests for being here. Your presence has made this a memorable day for the Foisia family and also relatives of James and some of his friends that have supported him during his tenure here in the city of Carson. A special thank you to the city of Carson, to all the politicians and city council for making this day possible. Without your support, this would never happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to touch a little bit on the fabric of who James Foisia is. James Foisia is of Samoan ancestry. His dad is a military veteran and a minister. He is from American Samoa. His mother, Fapio, is from the independent state of Samoa. So James Foisia is heavily rooted in both Samoa. And in Samoa, the seal of American Samoa, in its capital, it says, Samoa Mo'omole Tua, which means, in Samoa, God is first. In the independent state of Samoa, its seal, it says, E whawai le atua Samoa. That means Samoa is founded on God. So James grew up in a household where he saw his dad serve our country and then watch his dad serve God by preaching the gospel. Religion and serving people is what he saw at a very young age. How am I connected to James Foisia? James and I are first cousins. His mother, Fapio, is my mom's older sister. My parents were also in the ministry, and my dad was a pastor in Samoa when I was born. In the mid-1960s, during their vacation breaks, my parents would travel to Los Angeles and stay with the Foisias. During those visits, they realized how many more opportunities there are here in the States for us. And in May of 1971, our family made the move to Los Angeles. I came to Los Angeles as a young 10-year-old, immediately recognized I was in a much different place than what I'm accustomed to. I was amazed looking at traffic lights and seeing so many jets in one airport. Driving on a 5-lane freeway on a nicely paved road was entirely new to me. Met a lot of family members for the first time, and they all spoke English. I was completely lost because I couldn't understand anything that they were saying. It was totally a culture shock for me, and as a 10-year-old, I felt insecure, and I crawled into a shell I didn't want to come out of. In the meantime, James Foisia was starting his new job and new career at Scott Park. In June of 1971, Scott Park held tryouts for their flag football league. James asked my mother to bring me to the tryouts. I only played rugby as a young boy in Samoa and had no understanding of the game of American football. I told my mom I didn't want to go. When James didn't see me at the tryouts, he walked into that office and called my mother. Auntie, I don't see Jesse here. What happened? My mom told James Jesse doesn't know anything about football, and he's afraid if he showed up, you'll be embarrassed. James said, Auntie, have someone bring him to the park. And don't worry, Auntie, he'll be okay. I'll watch over him. On that day of June 1971, a seed was planted at this very park. Because today I'm going into my 38th year of being involved in the game of football and 32 years with the San Francisco 49ers. People ask me all the time, Jesse, what do you think about sitting in the locker room before a Super Bowl game? What goes through your mind? Well, knowing where I came from and how I started, I usually ask myself, how in the world did I end up here? The other thing that crossed my mind is, what if James didn't walk into that office and make that call to my mother? How different would life be for me? I am thankful of James Foisia. He used his influence and football as a vehicle to help me out, turn me around and bring an insecure 10-year-old, mold me into believing that I can be whatever I put my mind to. I attended 232nd Elementary as a 4th grader and Bonita Elementary as a 5th grader before my parents were called to become ministers at a church in Honolulu. I played high school football in Honolulu, went on to continue my education at the University of Hawaii. In 1983, I was fortunate enough to be drafted by the San Francisco 49ers. James had a younger brother that I was close to named Wilson Foisia that followed my career in college and in the NFL. He is the one that I constantly spoke with. I would always ask him, Wilson, let James know that anytime he wants to come and see me play, just let me know. For a while, I got this answer from James. James really wants to come, but he can't get away from his programs at Scott Park. But he had one request. He asked me every off season, is there any way possible you can make time to come by and speak to the kids? From 1988 on, it became a every year occurrence. I would stop by and speak to the kids here at Scott Park. In 1990, as I was preparing for the Super Bowl versus the Denver Broncos, I received a message from Wilson. James and Tuyofu Harry Foisia were asking if it's possible for them to get a ticket to the Super Bowl game. That was a no-brainer for me. And I gotta admit, I was pumped at practice the next day. It was the only game James Foisia ever saw me play. And the ironic thing is, it's the only game my mom ever saw me play. Today, that game still stands as the most lopsided Super Bowl in history. And as I prepared a few thoughts about today's celebration, it became a little bit emotional thinking about that particular time. Most of my family that came to see me at that game have passed on. Tuyofu Harry Foisia, Wilson Foisia, Rosita Foisia, Sululangi Palema, Richard Satele, Papa Sapolu, and my mom, Alila Manasseh Sapolu. Understanding the significance and historic proportions of today's event, I know how proud they would have been. But I also know today they're celebrating in heaven with James. Today is without a doubt a proud moment for all of us who are relatives of James. It is also a proud moment for all of us Samoans all over the world and here in the United States, and a proud moment for our Polynesian community. You know, when future generations of Samoans and Polynesians drive by this park, they were asked the question, who is James Foisia? And how did he become the first Samoan to ever have a park named after him? I know many of you have answers, but here's mine. James Foisia was a humble servant that was passionate about serving others. He was a man of integrity. He didn't care about celebrity and how much money you had. What was most important to James is how he treated others. He believed how you treat people is a reflection of who you really are. James was a mentor to me, a huge influence in my life. He stressed to me the importance of giving back and creating opportunities for the new generation. And let me conclude with this. A great speech by an award-winning actor at a commencement, and I think it fits James to a T. He said, it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. God has blessed us all with different talents. So go out, work, and help people. And the most selfish thing that you can do is help someone else. The question is, why is it selfish? Because the gratification and goodness that comes to you from helping someone else, it's a joy that sustains itself forever. And that's where true success lies. Don't aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. And in over 30 years here at Scott Park, and now officially James Foisia Park, James Foisia made a difference. God bless you all. Thank you.
If I could have our Honorable Mayor present our guest speaker, keynote speaker, with a certificate, please.
Thank you, Jesse.